Hey everybody, and welcome to our webinar here, Break the Cycle, How to Turn Inflation Challenges into New Patients. I'm your host, Neil Trickett, a PT marketing expert. I've been a practice owner for over 8 years and in the PT field for over 20 years. So I'm here to share some tips that I've seen work in businesses that we're working with clients. And let's go over what we're going to learn today. This is going to be the 3 key drivers to stability and profitability in your practice, how to use marketing to create financial growth in your practice, and what successful practices are doing in this economy. So we all know that there's definitely some key challenges in today's inflationary economy. So inflation is elevating costs everywhere. We've seen that anywhere from the gas pumps to the loaf of bread to all kinds of things that we're having to pay cost of goods for. So this is affecting us. This is affecting our patients. It's just something, of course, that we're just having to deal with here. There's things that are being done to tame that. But also, one of the challenges that we're coming up against is from the bottom end, right? With salaries. Salaries have increased across the market over the last couple of years here and accelerated dramatically over the last year. So we're having to deal with not only inflation increasing our costs, but that's affecting our teams, and they have to get paid more as there's more competition for employees out there. So this does impact the clinic, right? And on top of that, then we're having to handle Medicare reimbursement cuts and impacts on finances from changes in insurance contracts, and especially from Medicare. And obviously, they should have been paying more every single year, but they haven't. They've been kind of keeping flat for all this time. So adjusting for inflation, the cost of Medicare payments and how that's affecting other insurance contracts has greatly impacted over the years. So I know that there's some things that are being worked on in Congress right now with revamping the physician fee schedule by the MA. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that that's something that gets addressed. But here's one of the big things that really hits the bottom line in the clinic, and that is unproductive labor. This is the biggest cost in the clinic. So when your therapists are not treating patients and getting them better, right? If they have holes in their schedule, that's the biggest cost to your clinic. The most money you will ever lose is the money you never made, right? So just think about that. So how can you overcome these challenges? It is by working on your business, not in it. You see? You got to work on your business, have time to work on your business. You can't just be treating all the time in the clinic. You have to be working on the business. And your role as an owner is to coordinate the delivery of excellent results in volume while maintaining high efficiency in all areas of the business. So as an owner, you need to get good results, make sure that all of the patients are getting good results by our team, and that this is done in high volume, and that we're also making sure things are very efficient across all areas of the business. So here's 3 key drivers to improve your business stability and profitability, things that you should be looking at on a consistent basis and where you can keep tweaking and improving these areas in your practice. So the first key driver is the ability to get new and repeat business. We're going to talk about this in depth in a little bit, right? So first one is the ability to get new and repeat business. The second driver is high organization and high operational efficiency of your business, right? So everything that you're doing in the business to make things as organized and efficient and smoothly running as possible. And then the third main driver here is excellent financial management. Okay, billing, collections, finances, bills paid, bills collected, all those kind of things. We'll talk about that in depth here too in a minute. All right, so the first driver is the ability to get new and repeat business. All right, this includes how are you getting more new patients? How are you getting reactivated patients, past patients to come back in for repeat care? Very, very important. How are you getting those patients to give you more referrals? Right? Every patient that comes in should replace themselves ideally. How are you getting more physician referrals? Building your network of doctors to send you patients. Additional product sales in the clinic, right? That's extra business. And how about aftercare? Cash-based subscriptions. Do you have massage, wellness, stretching programs, laser? What can you build here as extra cash programs in your clinics? That's extra business. We're driving in more business that's new and repeat. So the second driver is high organizational and operational efficiency. And the whole point of all of this is to produce a happy, satisfied patient that is willing to refer others. So if we look at the left here, if you have one satisfied patient, they may be reaching out to 4 or more people in their network that can become new patients. However, if you disappoint one of those, they're definitely going to tell a lot more people about it, right? So you want to make sure that everything in the clinic, from the way the clinic looks, the way that the front desk operates, the phone calls, the systems in the clinic, the way that the treatments are done, the education of the therapists, your processes, like everything here has to come to the point where it's really ensuring that you get very happy, satisfied patients and that they're referring others. And so you have to make sure that there's obviously processes in the clinic that offer great clinical results and that those are happening. Efficient scheduling is a huge thing. So is your front desk well trained, making sure that scheduling is super efficient, that you have a high show rate, right? Making sure that patients don't cancel. That kills the schedule. Is the front desk trained superbly so that they can control, right, the cancellation rate at the front desk? And all this should result, too, in making sure that you have a high patient to staff ratio. So we want to make sure that we're keeping the therapists full, that they can see people within the rules and regs, but with enough volume, right, that they're getting excellent care, the patients are happy, and they're highly productive. And then job competency across both therapists and administration. Everybody gets better and more trained at their job. They become more competent. It makes things more efficient. And effective management, of course. So making sure that all these things, the routines, keep in place, and that there's things that are happening smoothly throughout the organization. Again, this becomes the efficiency part of it. Now, the third driver is excellent financial management. And so here we're looking at, is there timely, error-free billing and collections? Is the money flowing in on time because it's getting billed out correctly? Then looking at the staff to gross income ratio. So the whole money that you bring in for the organization, what is that divided by this number of staff there? And we're going to get a ratio ideally less than 55% of what you spend on staff salaries should be less than that compared to your gross income. And then, of course, something that we can work on negotiating is reimbursement rates per case, right? So if you take very low paying insurance contracts, it's going to be very difficult to recover that, value there. You have to know your worth, right? And so what insurance contracts are you going to take? If you have higher paying ones than others, what are you doing to promote getting patients with those specific insurances that can increase your reimbursement per case? So contract negotiation, additional cash services that patients can be on, all of these can definitely increase the reimbursement for the whole time that they're there. And then efficient money management. So this is everything to do with your normal finance, bills that go out, bills that come in, all those kind of things. So what we tend to focus on as owners is that we like to hobby horse, right? And hobby horsing is what you tend to like doing or know best. So we all went to therapy school, and in the clinic, we feel most comfortable with treatment. So we tend to gravitate a lot of our time and effort around the treatment that's being done in the clinic. As we saw before, that's only one component of those three main drivers. So we don't often prioritize the time to work on driver number one, getting new and repeat business, and getting number three, which is excellent financial management. We tend to kind of spend less time on those things and more time on things that we know well, which is, getting patients better, right? Which is a nice thing. But again, as a practice owner, your business owner hat, you have to be very good at these other things too. So what I will say is getting new and repeat business is the most important of all the three drivers. So you got to get focused on this, where you spend the time on planning to get new and repeat business. That is the most important thing in your practice. And here's a truism, right? The easiest way to become more financially stable and overcome inflation is to make more money, right? You have to make more money in today's world. So what are you planning on how to do that? And that's where you should be spending your time. So this is about financial planning. And the first step in financial planning is actually working on your income. How are you going to get the money in? Once you have money in, then you can plan on how you're using it, right? But the first step is about bringing it in. So what are you doing? And this is where marketing comes in. Marketing planning helps you get the finance planning going. So what is going to bring in the more business and what's going to increase your revenue? This is where you have to spend your time and brain effort. So new and repeat business is the fuel of your business engine. If you think of your practice as an engine, right, everything in it won't work if you don't have fuel. And getting new patients and repeat patients back in is what gives you the fuel to make the engine work, right? Without it, the engine does not run. So marketing brings in the fuel to your business. Again, the fuel is new and repeat business, new and repeat patients. So marketing helps you see more patients, it keeps the schedule full, increase total revenue, improve your profitability, and increase financial stability. So we see that our clients that focus and plan quite well on their marketing and coordinate with us are the ones that have the most success even through challenging times. So how can you use marketing to improve your financial condition? Let's jump into this. So first off, right now you need to be focusing on heavy marketing to get new patients, how you get new business right in the door. Second, you need to prioritize past patient engagement and reactivation. We all know we should be keeping in better communication with our past patients. Our customer list, the customer list of any business, is the bedrock of that business doing better, right? So we want to be spending more time engaging with our past patients and reactivations with them and generating reactivations from them. And then we need to focus on patient retention in the clinic, making sure that everybody comes for their prescribed plan of care and not dropping off. And this is about delivering a whole wow experience in the clinic. It's not necessarily about the skills of the therapist, right, in getting a patient better. That's a part of it. But it's the whole experience from the front desk through their experience in therapy, the therapist being able to control the patient in the expectations and outcomes and what is needed to get them fully rehabilitated. And then even through billing and collections, the whole process for the patient should be this amazing experience. And that's something for you to look on and work on in the clinic. And then being able to really fully use the Ultimate PT Marketing Funnel. Again, this is a strategy that we teach all of our clients here. And our clients that use this to its full capacity are the ones that can really, overcome these challenging times, and they're doing fantastic and growing. So, our top performing clients, they fully leverage the direct-to-consumer method in the Ultimate PT Marketing Funnel. We'll dive into that a little bit here. So the first step, in this 5-step strategy, right, is online discoverability. So what are you doing in your practice to work on online discoverability? All the thousands of people in your community and surrounding communities, how are they finding you, right? And that's things that we can do to get you more discovered there. Then, as they find you, they start to investigate you, and you have to be able to build trust in them that you are the right choice to handle their problem. And so this is done by reviews and how you look, your online brand presence. All this goes into building more trust with those prospective people. Then as we bring them in to engage with our website, right, we want to make sure that we can convert them from an interested person into an actual patient booking an appointment for an evaluation. And this is all going into how your website and digital ads convert better, and tweaks and things that are done on those. Then patient engagement. So they're in the clinic. We don't want them to drop off. The therapist prescribes 10 or 12 visits. We want them to come for all of those 10 or 12 visits. So what's being done in their whole course of therapy to have this wow experience, and that's going to help you reduce drops and cancels. If your cancellation rate is more than 5%, 5 to 7%, you need to significantly work on that. All right, and then finally, right, we don't want to wave them goodbye once they're done discharge. We want them to let them know, hey, I'm your therapist for life. I want you to come back if you're having a problem, and if you have anybody that you know, a friend, colleague, a family member that has a problem, send them our way, right? How are you creating that on a consistent basis, even with people that had therapy 2 or 3 years ago? So first step is really about expanding your online discovery. So looking into what can really be done about that. Getting found online is important through Google, right? Is the main key driver there. The second is actually Bing and Yahoo. And about, depending on where you are, like in the north part of North America, Bing's a little bit heavier. So you might be actually like 20% of the market searching on Bing. Seniors tend to be a little bit more on Bing with using a PC. So it's not something that you just ignore. It's something that you want to work on too. Now, this is done through SEO, search engine optimization, which helps with the organic searches, which is the map section in the top 10. And the local search is also that top 3 map part. And then here's a critical thing in today's world, Google advertising. If you're not using Google advertising, you're missing a lot of people and getting in front of people who could be potential patients, right? So very, very critical in leveraging your online discoverability. And here's why. So if we look at the bottom here, which is where you rank, is your SEO, your search engine optimization. And we have your map section over here, your top 3, and we have the top 10, and ideally you want to be in the top 3 here on those top 10, right? That gives you 2 spots ideally for being on page 1 of Google. And so someone's going to go, oh, these people must be good, let me click on them. However, what if you start doing search engine marketing, which is Google advertising, and you're on the top section here of Google first page, you're also in the top section of the Maps 3-pack, and then you have those other 2 spots. Now you have 4 spots on page 1 of Google. What do you think that person's going to think of you then? They're going to be much more inclined to call you or click on you. And so we actually see about anywhere from 60 to 80% of people from Google Ads actually call in the clinic to learn more or book an appointment. So very, very important in today's world that you're including Google advertising in your online discoverability. And so when you're doing Google Ads, things that you can focus on here are direct physical therapy campaigns, like searching for, when people search for physical therapy near me or physical therapy in your particular town, best physical therapy. These are kind of keywords that people will normally search for, but they're also searching for things such as, how do I help my back pain? Or, I've heard I've got a rotator cuff injury, what I need to do about that. Or my knee's hurting me. So these are the kind of things that you can actually show up for, and people who never thought about physical therapy to begin with now discover you. So the second step here is building trust. Now they found you online, they found you through Google, they start to interact with you. They look at your Google reviews, right? That's why online reviews are very important. How do you look online, right? Are you everywhere, right? And then they're going to go to your website and check that out too. But your online reviews, you want to be checking on Google. Facebook's also important because Bing uses Facebook for their online reviews. So when people are searching on Bing, they're going to see the Facebook reviews. And Yelp's also a good third-party reviews to get on here. So if people see you on these different platforms, they're going to see that on their searches. And then a good thing to have on your website is pictures of patients with testimonials. This is really the more personal that you can make your website and results based, the more people you're going to attract. All right, so they're starting to get excited. The more we can build their trust, the more this part becomes easier. And this is the new patient conversion. So once they're on their website, how are they becoming a new patient, or how can we track that, right? Call tracking is very important. About 60% of new patients actually call in versus just filling out a form or the chatbot on the website. And this is actually included now in our Pro and Ultimate plans. Website upgrades is something that we also offer for our Platinum Pro and Ultimate plans there. And it's a good practice every couple years to upgrade your website to the latest technology, the platforms there, a lot of back-end coding. What that does is basically it just works on speed, performance, visual tracking. And what we found here is that we can really help dial up the amount of new patients that are converting from the website because we're learning all the time from that. All right, then we've got them in the clinic. How do we keep them on their plan, right, as a patient? And this is where patient engagement, and then during the course, building their excitement with coming to therapy. And then after they're gone, what are we doing to keep that excitement going and keep them thinking highly of us, right? This is where you can use in-clinic apps like the PT Wired app that we work with, have useful, interesting content that you're sending out on a regular basis to your patient lists. Can be done through email sequences, social media interaction, and then having patient referral materials in the clinic is also very helpful to have those tools so that patients can take with them, give them to friends and family, and that helps stimulate patient referrals into the clinic. Patient newsletters is a critical part of keeping a raving fan going. How are you keeping in contact with them on a consistent basis, on a monthly basis? Patient newsletters are a great platform. They should be direct mailed, they should be emailed out. And it's really a great way to keep in front of your clinics and stimulate patients coming back in for care and referring others. And then when you have seasonal opportunities, special events, it's really important to get that information out. Patient postcards is a great way to get more raving fans back into the clinic. So you need to be able to market heavily to your past patient list. And I always say you should prioritize marketing to your patient list first. It's really important because people know you and like you. And past patients do need reminding to come back in. Sometimes it can take 7 or 10 times of seeing content for them to say, yep, you know what? I do need to do something again about my knee, right? So it's prodding the patient to look at themselves and say, yep, I need to take that step, call my therapist and get back in for care. A great way to prod this again is just newsletters, right? So patient newsletters is a critical part of this whole cycle of keeping past patients engaged with your brand and with your practice. Electronically is important. Direct mail is even more important because, again, people have a very different interaction when they're holding something, marketing materials in their hand, and they're more likely to call from those particular pieces. And in fact, we do a lot of QR codes in these now and getting some really great results of people interacting with video, tips from those QR codes, as well as calls or to forms or special events landing pages that may be through their website. Here's an example of reactivations, and you can see clinic going here from about 10 reactivations, a month up to over 50 reactivations a month, just from the consistency of focusing on their past patient list, direct mailing, newsletters, all these kind of things. Here's some examples of postcards that could go out, specific to a body part condition or a seasonal event or a special event in a clinic, say if you're offering laser therapy now or anything like that, you can do specific offers with patient postcards out there. So the key here is to make time for yourself to focus on the 3 drivers in your clinics. First, again, is planning to get more new and repeat patients in your business. The second is improving your organizational efficiency and focus on patient results and retention. And the third is excellent financial management with contract negotiation to insurances, timely collections, and cash-based extra services. These are all ways that you can overcome today's inflation challenges in the economy. And the first step here, again, is the most important, which is how are you going to get more new and repeat business into your practice? Now, if you'd like to learn more about leveraging Google even more with our to get more new patients, we can definitely help you dominate more of page 1 of Google. And you can learn about our Google Ads PPC program and how it broadens your ability to generate more new patients into your practice. And so our Google Ad PPC program is now included in our Pro and new Ultimate marketing systems, not our Ultimate Legacy, our new Ultimate there. And if you'd like to learn more about how this works and how it can really help you increase your new patients through your online discoverability, just go to practicepromotions.net/ads. You'll be able to book a time with Melissa here who can go over a demo, how this all works, get some plans and pricing there for you. And we're having some wonderful success. We have over 100 clients now on this program getting amazing results, typically over 10 to 15 or even 20 more new patients a month just from this program alone. So definitely check it out, practicepromotions.net/ads. This is Neil Trickett. I hope you got a lot out of today's webinar on how to overcome inflationary challenges. As always, wishing you much success in your practice. Thank you and have a great day.